you're not giving up, are you?
What?
Getting some romance back into your life.
You give it a rest.
You man, Susie woman. Just got to seize the moment, Jonesy.
Something always seems to get in the way.
Oh, well, let somebody else take the prize.
It's not exactly an 18-year-old's fun park, is it?
No, but Joe was close to his parents, especially his mum, and she'd not long had the mastectomy.
Not a time to be headed for greener pastures, you reckon?
Oh, it was all a bit weird.
Yeah, really weird. If we couldn't solve it then, I don't know what we're doing here now.
I woke up and there he was standing over my bed.
What did he say?
Nothing. He was just staring at me. And then he disappeared.
Disappeared as in puff of smoke?
No, not like that. He was real. So close I could have touched him.
Are you sure you weren't dreaming?
I was awake. I even noticed the time. 2:13.
Well, no one broke in through here.
So how would he have got in?
He's still got his key, I suppose.
Tina, there's a police car outside.
Owen, don't be cross with me, please. Someone had to tell them.
You're imagining things.
I thought so too the first time, but not now.
You mean this isn't the first time?
I saw Jay 2 weeks ago.
And was that in the middle of the night again?
No, it was mid-afternoon. He was down there. He was staring up at the house. I went rushing outside. But he'd gone.
Perhaps we'd better check it out.
I'll show them. It's time for your pills.
So it is.
These ones. Just a plain old shed, you'll find.
No hidden doors, secret tunnels?
Well, since the last time I looked. Tina's still on strong medication. Gets her down sometimes, and when she's down, she's... best not to encourage her.
We have to treat any sighting as serious. You yourself said there was no reason for Jay to just up and leave.
Well, there was a reason. Well, we argued.
Well, you didn't mention it at the time.
Lots of things I never mentioned at the time. Tina was so ill. It seemed better that way.
What did you argue about?
This stupid tractor. Jay used it the day before and seized the motor. I put a flea in his ear and he took it hard. We'd never argued before. Made up for it that morning, I could tell you. He walked out. Never seen him since.
And you never heard anything?
Us Fieldings, we're a stubborn lot. We'd have left this land for easier pickings generations ago if we weren't. Jay won't be back.
Right. Well, thanks for your help, Mr. Fielding.
Jay went missing nearly a year ago. Why would he suddenly turn up in the dead of night and then leave again without a word?
Because it didn't happen.
Well, something did. Something strange. Gives me the creeps. Lots of people see ghosts.
Mrs. Fielding didn't see a ghost because her son's not dead.
Well, how can we be sure of that?
So now it's ghosts.
Yeah, of course I don't believe it was a ghost, but she saw something. What's all this?
2 weeks' worth of incident reports that you haven't attended to, along with everything else that you haven't filed. No wonder nobody can find anything around here.
Yeah, well, I can't deal with it now.
Joe, we've got other things to get on with. The Fielding case was closed 12 months ago.
Yes, well, it's just been reopened. We've always assumed that Jay just ran off, but maybe it's not that simple.
Joe!
Parish, I'm not a walking encyclopedia of Mount Thomas.
Well, you said you knew them.
Not me, Nell. She made their wedding cake.
Well, I mean, your first wife makes someone's wedding cake, you take an interest in the goss.
Actually, there was more gossip before the wedding than afterwards.
Well, what gossip?
Oh, a lot of feather fluffing around town when Owen Fielding went off to the city for the weekend and came back on the Monday with a fiancée and her little boy.
Wait, you mean Jay's not Owen's son?
Yeah, Jay is. This was another son from Tina's first marriage. Didn't she tell you?
No, she never mentioned it.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me, I suppose. He died about 10 years ago down in the city. A little on the wild side, I believe.
What about Jay? Was there any talk about him?
Not that I heard. Listen, hasn't the sergeant got more important things for you to be doing?
So Jay has a dust-up with his dad. He's angry, he takes off. Well, for a week, a month, sure, but a year? Well, especially when his mum's sick.
What are you saying? Do you think Jay's dead?
I don't know, but the point is we should be finding out.
What good will it do the mother to find out now when she obviously wants to believe you're still alive?
I'm sure that's how you felt when Anna went missing, not wanting to know if she was alive or dead.
You think we should reopen the case?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Thanks.
As long as Ben has no objection.
Oh, Jonesy?
Where are you going?
To speak to Jay Fielding's girlfriend. The boss thinks we should put out a few more feelers.
Susie can go with Jonesy. You have to do the incident report.
But I did the original investigation. I know all the witnesses. I'll stay back and catch up tonight, I promise. It's just the boss wants the case reopened, so...
You're letting her walk all over you, Billy boy.
Dusty! Some sheepdog can't even bring a stick back. It's Constable Parish, isn't it?
Yeah, Senior Constable now, and this is Constable Jones.
Hello.
G'day.
Amy, we've come about Jay. His mother thinks she's seen him.
Where?
Around the farm.
That's not possible.
We've since found out that Jay and his dad had a row the morning he disappeared. That could be the reason he left.
That's not true. Who told you that?
Well, the father, actually.
Why would he say that? I don't understand.
Well, why would you say that it's not true?
Because Jay was over here that day in the afternoon, you know that. He didn't mention any fight.
Well, you didn't seem angry or depressed.
No. Whatever happened when Jay left here, he's dead.
You seem very certain.
Well, Jay and I have been in love since we were in kindergarten. You think you don't know when someone you've loved that long is dead?
You'd rather be sure?
I am sure. He would have come back to me. Dusty?
His girlfriend thinks he's dead. His father says he's run off. His mum saw him last night. The three people who know him best, and even they can't agree. Doesn't that strike you as strange?
If he's alive, he obviously doesn't want to be found. And if he's dead, we're unlikely to find new evidence, not now.
I just can't forget that look on Tina's face this morning.
It's not a job for coppers. I'd call Ghostbusters.
My money's on the father. Maybe he was still stewing after the row they had. He intercepted Jay on his way back from Amy's place. What happens?
A murder investigation.
Jay Fielding didn't just run off. It doesn't compute.
No, you don't compute. I give you an inch.
Look, I think it's time we put some pressure on and bring Owen Fielding into question.
PJ, can you tell her?
Tell her what? Well, she's onto something.
Oh, you two. Anything for a quiet life, eh? It doesn't matter how many lives she wreaks havoc on. Cyclone Parish strikes again.
I'm trying to investigate the possible homicide.
Sergeant, Senior Constable, come with me.
This kid could have had good reason to cut all ties.
What reasons, apart from one argument that the father conveniently forgot to mention until today?
OK, what about Tina actually sighting Jay? Or are you suggesting that she genuinely saw a ghost?
Ghost or not, Jay Fielding has got to be laid to rest.
Parish, if you start digging too deep, the only skeletons you're likely to disturb are the ones in the family closet.
But it doesn't make sense.
Do you really want to put these people through all that?
I thought you were on my side.
I'm on the side of common sense. Sergeant?
Look, there's simply no evidence of any foul play. I suggest that we drop the whole thing.
Understood.
I'll get that. Mount Thomas Police. Yes, Amy. Oh, no, she's a little bit busy at the moment. Can I help her?
You're in too deep, mate.
Yeah, I'm not in too deep, PJ.
Whereabouts?
I'm the victim of an office pecking order plot.
And how long ago was this?
You're not thinking, you're just acting off your gut.
Well, when have you ever had a problem with that?
No. You stay there. We'll have someone with you very shortly. Do not touch anything. OK, bye.
What did Amy want?
Her dog's dug something up on the Fielding property. She's pretty sure it's a body.
BKC, this is Mount Thomas 509.
BKC receiving. Go ahead, 509.
We have a deceased person in suspicious circumstances. Can you notify crime scene, please?
Received at 509. What is your exact location?
Amy, can you tell us how you found the grave?
Oh, I didn't. My dog did. That land on the other side of the fence is our property, and Dusty ran off, and I found him on the Fielding's place just digging.
And what time was this?
Oh, it wasn't today. It was about 6 months ago. And after that, he was always over there sniffing around.
6 months ago, and you never reported it?
I just thought it was an old sheep's carcass.
What made you decide to take a closer look?
It was after you were there. Well, I started thinking, and if Jay never made it home, what happened to him? I'm sorry, I think I'm going to be sick again.
Oh, sure.
I take it crime scene are finished out there?
Yeah, pretty much. They were bagging the body when we left.
Well, any obvious evidence of murder?
Couldn't tell.
There wasn't much left to see.
No, not after 12 months lying head first and face down in a metre-deep hole.
Metre? That's a lot of digging.
Well, somebody wanted to do it properly. I mean, Jay Fielding was not supposed to be found in a hurry, if ever.
That's assuming it is Jay.
Well, there can't be any doubt, surely.
Well, there's his wallet. And then, there's this.
He was a junkie.
Has anybody said anything to you about Jay Fielding being a drug user?
Not a word.
Well, for a farm boy, he was carrying a bit of cash.
Well, no prizes guessing what for. It looks like he was fresh out of supplies, too.
Just doesn't look like a kid who needed to shoot up.
As I'm sure you're aware, Parish, looks can be very deceptive, even to parents.
It's pretty heavyweight stuff. I mean, surely they'd have some idea.
Well, if they didn't, they're about to cop a double dose of bad news.
It's not Jay. It couldn't be.
Well, we're as certain as we can be that it is.
It won't be. There were drugs. Jay doesn't use drugs.
Love, you heard. It was his wallet.
Then it had been stolen. I want to see the body.
I don't think that's a very good idea, Mrs. Fielding.
Why not? If it was Jay, we'd need to identify him, wouldn't we?
Well, officially, yes, but...
We won't be able to tell, not after all this time.
A mother can tell. I'll get my bag. No.
Everything's there, Tina. The height, the hair, the clothes.
The T-shirt, it's not his.
Jeans and a light blue T-shirt, that's what's in the missing person report.
It's the wrong shade of blue. I should know. I used to do his shopping for him.
Not sky blue, not pastel blue, just plain old light blue, written right here in plain old black and white. And that's how Tina described it when she reported him missing.
Yeah, but the shirt would be discoloured by now. Did you explain that to her?
Yeah, till we were as blue as a T-shirt. She just doesn't want to know.
PJ, problem. Tina says it's not Jay.
Dental records. It's the only way to be certain.
Yeah, and if there's one little cavity that wasn't there at the time of his last checkup, she'll be saying, I told you so.
The teeth never lie. A bit like Joe's gut.
Okay, get onto the Fieldings again. Find out who their family dentist is.
Can you make it snap? You got homicide on my back?
I don't see how it affects them. They don't need a positive ID to start investigating.
No, but they need to know they've got a homicide to investigate.
Well, of course it's a homicide. What else could it be?
I'm betting on a straightforward OD.
It makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
We can't rule out an overdose just because the mother says he never took drugs.
No, but I think we can safely rule out that he buried himself.
But whoever buried him didn't necessarily kill him.
But if he OD'd, why would anyone want to bury him?
To stop Tina knowing the truth.
Which makes Owen the prime suspect.
Owen.
Why not?
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Oh, come on. You've had your doubts about him all along.
Yeah, and when I opened my mouth, I copped it with both barrels.
Because you were talking about a murder. PJ's talking about a father coming across the body of a much-loved son and burying him rather than confront his sick wife with the truth. Time to bring Owen Fielding in for a chat, I think.
I knew.
What about Tina?
Never had a clue. And that's how I'd like her to stay.
All right, well, let's start with what you know then, eh? See how we go with that.
I'm not sure how long it had been going on. Possibly years.
Well, when did you find out?
Tina gave Jay her ATM card to get some cash. He drained the account. She never knew.
But you did. What did happen the morning you argued?
Tina was 6 months into her chemotherapy. She was in a bad way. Her jewellery was in the bedside drawer. I caught him trying to take it while she slept. So I told him to bugger off and come back when he was clean. Must have gone down to the back paddock and...
When did you find him?
I didn't find him. You did.
But somebody must have buried him.
Obviously.
Why would they want to do that?
I don't know.
Well, there's only one reason that we can think of.
Under the circumstances, we can completely understand why.
You don't understand anything. I'm telling you, I had nothing to do with it, and that's all I got to say.
Okay, we're going to have to speak with your wife then.
She's been through enough.
We don't have much choice.
You can see what it's doing to her.
Yes, we can. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Fielding.
So, you backed off because you felt sorry for Mrs. Fielding?
What do you want me to say? You're right.
Okay. So, do we think that Owen had anything to do with concealing Jay's death?
Well, maybe. It's hard to be sure.
It had to be him. Well, he's the only one with any reason.
But not the only one who knew about it. I mean, don't we think it's convenient that the girlfriend found the body only hours after we reopened the case?
So who did Tina see?
No one. She's deluded.
But you did find something. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Now, our job is to help these people to face the truth. Yeah. Starting with Amy Rose.
Look on the bright side. At least we don't have to upset the family again.
Yeah, upset the girlfriend instead. Great.
It's not his.
So how do you explain it being found with the body?
Oh, why are you asking me? Why don't you ask his parents?
Owen says Jay did have a problem.
What about Mrs. Fielding? She'd never say that.
No, she just says the body isn't Jay.
So who does she think it is?
Someone who wears a different shade of blue T-shirt and shoots up, presumably.
But she has to believe it.
Amy, I think it's time you told us everything you know.
Jay was a user. I didn't know until it was too late.
So how did you find out?
He came over to borrow money. He wouldn't say what for.
Did you give it to him?
And then later, when I found him, that was on the ground next to him. I guess that's why he needed the money.
So you found him? And who buried him?
I did.
Or by yourself?
I went home and got the backhoe. I told Dad that I'd found a dead sheep.
Why would you do that?
Because I didn't want Tina to know. She was fighting cancer at the time. It was bad enough that I had to know. It would have killed her.
So can you tell me why all of a sudden you discovered the body?
It was when you told me that Tina was seeing him. I knew she couldn't be. I had to do something. She has to understand that Jay is never coming home. He can't come home.
Well, Joanna, the gut triumphs again. Mine in this case.
You think so? My gut smells a king-size rat.
Joe, you got a full confession. What more can you do?
Well, how did she just stumble across the body in the first place? It wasn't even on her property.
She found it when she went after a dog, didn't she?
Well, we've only got her word for that. And if Jay spent the money Amy gave him for a fix, then why was it still in his wallet?
Well, maybe he had enough gear left for one last hit.
No, I don't buy that. I say we keep digging.
Which wouldn't happen to have anything to do with 2 boxes of incident reports waiting to be filed, would it?
How's forensic? They've compared Jay Fielding's dental records with the body. No match.
It's not Jay.
Unless he's had a complete facial reconstruction. This is some other guy.
You don't seem too surprised.
I didn't need to see that body to know it wasn't Jay.
You sure you don't want Constable Jones to help you with that?
No, thanks. I suspect I've had a lot more practice. So, there's nothing to worry about. Except the family of that young boy, whoever he was.
I understand you have another son from a previous marriage.
Chad, yes. What about him?
I believe he died about 10 years ago.
That's right, in a car crash. Only 16 years old.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Was it local?
No, Melbourne. That's where he spent most of his time.
Not with you.
All his friends were there, and his father. Look, I know you all think I've lost my sanity, but I haven't. I lost one son, but I have still got Jay.
I don't suppose there's any other relatives who'd fit the description? Cousins, nephews?
Fieldings were never a large clan. Owen's the only one left in Mount Thomas.
What about on Tina's side?
I wouldn't know.
Well, wouldn't you have met them all at Chad's funeral?
Why would I go to Chad's funeral?
He's dropped off the perch now.
Good question. I'm losing track.
We were just talking about Owen Fielding's stepson, Chad. Did you know him?
Only by reputation.
I don't suppose you went to the funeral?
No, I wanted to, but Owen said it was private, family only, you know. I just remember Tina being a bit funny about it at the time, though.
What surname did Chad use? Do you know? Was it Fielding?
No idea. Talk to the expert.
He used his dad's name. It was Morris... Norris, actually.
Norris. Chad Norris birth certificate.
Mother Tina, father Douglas Norris, born 1978.
That doesn't prove anything. A death certificate's what we need.
That's the thing, there isn't one. Chad Norris is either still alive or there's been no official acknowledgement of his death. Anyway, I got his dental records off to forensic before 8 a.m. I figured 2 brothers, 1 dentist, and I was right.
Okay. You managed to get hold of a dentist at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, called him at home.
Okay. This is my dentist too. My name will be Mud.
That was forensic. We got a match. It's Chad.
Oh, that was quick.
Well done.
OK, let's get Amy and Owen Fielding in here for a chat.
No, I think we should hold off on that. First of all, I want to speak to this so-called crazy woman. You knew it was Chad all along, didn't you?
No. Thank you. No, I hadn't seen him since he was 16. And then only off and on when he needed money. In my mind, he's been dead for years.
You couldn't handle him, so you wrote him off in a car accident.
People kept asking how he was, always sticking their noses in. We decided to say he'd died in a car crash. Owen said it was for the best. He was dead to us anyway, and we knew the heroin would get him in the end.
And what about treatment, rehabilitation?
You think we didn't try? But as Owen said, sometimes the only way you can survive is to cut out the dead wood.
So So just to be clear, the last time you saw Chad was 10 years ago?
Yes. Owen caught him stealing again. And that was it. Told him to stay away or he'd call the police.
And you're sure that was the last time either you or Owen saw him?
Are we in some sort of trouble?
Well, it depends on how he came to be buried in your back paddock.
I don't know. I don't think I need to.
But we do. There may be some connection with Jay's disappearance. I mean, if he's still alive, there must be some reason why he won't come home. Maybe it's time you started asking yourself what that reason could be.
You still think he's buried out there? Well, look, go ahead. Dig up the whole property. You won't find him because Jay is alive.
Tina and Owen buried Chad years ago, metaphorically speaking.
Does she know who buried him, literally speaking?
Yeah, well, she does, she's not saying. Have we heard anything from forensic?
No cause of death established as yet.
Which lends even more weight to the ID theory.
Explain why Owen and Amy both want us to believe it was Jay.
No. Come on, Jonesy. Next port of call.
We need to have another chat, Amy. There have been a few developments.
What other developments? What else have you been up to behind my back? Don't you walk away from me, not when I'm talking to you.
You're not talking, you're frothing at the mouth.
I won't have it. Not when you're living under my roof.
Oh, don't worry, Dad. As soon as I find another roof to live under, I'm off.
Amy's been helping us with our inquiries.
What's it got to do with her?
We'll have her back soon. Amy, in your first statement, you admitted that you unlawfully disposed the body of Jay Fielding.
Yes.
You said that you found him dead after an overdose and that you buried him because you didn't want his mother to know.
Yes.
Anything in your statement you'd like to change?
No.
What if we told you we know you're lying?
I'm not. I told you everything.
It wasn't Jay you buried, it was his brother, Chad Norris.
It was Jay. I should know.
We don't accept that, Amy. Either you start telling us the truth or you'll be facing additional charges of making a false report and hindering police.
If it wasn't Jay, why did you find his wallet in the grave?
You tell us.
You can't possibly tell whose body it is, not after all this time.
Forensic can, if they've got dental records. That was Chad Norris that you buried.
It was Chad. I buried him with the backhoe.
Why?
For the same reason.
To protect Tina.
Then why would you suddenly report it to us and insist that it was Jay?
Because somebody has to make her realise that it's pointless to live in hope.
Why are you so determined to believe that? Don't you want him to come back?
Of course I do. We were happy. And we had dreams. I'd do anything to have all that back. But everything's changed. I have to face it. So does Tina.
Well, she changed her story more often than I change my socks.
Well, let's get back to motive.
Well, that's the hard bit. Amy adored that guy. She even still wears his ring.
Well, maybe she's protecting him.
Well, from what?
We know from the state of the body that Chad died about the same time that Jay went missing. Okay, let's try this. Chad comes home unexpectedly. Now, somehow he gets his hands on Jay's wallet. Jay springs him, kills him and buries him. Now, either he tells Amy all of this, or she's a witness, and she's covering for him.
Well, there you go. Case solved.
Yeah, with just a couple of loose ends. Why did Jay have that much money in his wallet? And if he was doing a runner, why not take it with him? Why haven't forensic been able to figure out what the murder weapon was? And where does Owen fit into all this?
Mr. Fielding, we're very confused. Why did you have to invent all this stuff about Jay stealing to support his habit?
Every word was true, that's the reason.
No, Owen. It was Chad you caught stealing, wasn't it? Chad come out of the woodwork after 9 years of you passing him off as being dead.
No.
You and Jay thought he'd gone for good, but there he was, helping himself to his sick mother's jewellery.
Jay killed his brother, didn't he? That's why he left. And you knew. Probably helped him disappear.
Why would I do that? My own son.
Maybe he didn't want Tina to find out what had happened. He thought the shock would kill her.
Do you have some sort of proof of all this, or is it purely speculation?
Well, we know you've been lying to us, Owen. You can either tell us why or we'll find out why. It's just a matter of time.
Time cures many things, Senior Constable Parish.
Forensics prelim autopsy report. That was squiz. Said Norris didn't die of an OD.
He was stabbed in the guts.
No, the knife missed the ribs, went straight into the vital organs.
Which explains why they took so long to find the real cause of death.
Puncture wounds don't always bleed that much. I mean, the body was face down. Everything tends to drain pretty well.
There would have been traces of blood on his clothes, sure.
Well, there were some stains on the T-shirt, but they had to run tests to make sure it wasn't soil.
Now, they found a native flower on the sole of one of his boots. Well, it comes out early to mid-June. So Chad did die at the same time that Jay had disappeared.
Do you know when she'll be back?
She doesn't inform me. Not anymore. She didn't even tell me about the goings-on next door. I had to get that dirt from the postie. What's it got to do with her anyway?
She was one of the last people to see Jay Fielding.
Well, it wasn't Jay you found pushing up daisies. It was the no-hoper brother, wasn't it?
How well did you know Chad?
Hardly at all. He's been out of the picture a long time. It was Jay who was always hanging around here making sheep's eyes.
Well, must have been the real thing if they wanted to get married.
No, don't remind me. I'm almost glad he went missing.
Did you have a problem with Jay?
Oh, he's a nice enough kid. Just gormless. But he kept Amy on the straight and narrow. God knows I can't.
She still seems to miss him a lot.
Yeah, it's the darndest thing. Either she's been sleeping around a lot, or she's been chosen for the second coming.
Amy's pregnant.
She's ruined her life. Is that all?
She can't be more than 2 or 3 months. She's not showing.
So much for the touching loyalty for Jay and his family.
Well, she's still wearing Jay's ring.
Could have been a one-night stand.
No, Peach. Jay Fielding is alive and well and living somewhere in the Mount Thomas area. And Amy Rose knows all about it.
If these two young people are so much in love with each other, why didn't they just sail off into the sunset together?
Maybe he couldn't bring himself to leave. I mean, for all he knew, his mother was dying.
If he was around the area, surely someone would have spotted him by now.
Well, not if he went bush. Here's the Fielding place, right? And here's David Rose's. Wait, look at all this wild country up the back here.
Yeah, it's handy enough for Amy to deliver supplies and a bit of TLC.
Yeah, and for Jay to pop back in the middle of the night and see his mum.
So, what's our next move?
We keep a close eye on Amy.
She's back.
Dusty! Come on.
That was 509, can you hear me?
Jonesy, what's happening?
The expression headed for the hills just took on a whole new meaning. We're following on foot.
Look, there's a fire trail here on the northern boundary. I'll take this car.
All right, we'll get as close as we can in case you need backup.
Come on, we're going to lose her when we get to the rough stuff.
Rough stuff? What do you call this?
Dusty! Dusty, come here! Dusty! Dusty! Dusty, come here! Dusty, come here! Quick!
I think we've lost her.
I have to call for a chopper in the dog squad.
We have to go, now.
How many times do we have to have this conversation?
Your mum's all right. She's got your dad. What about me? What about the baby? Who do we have?
Just a little longer.
Oh, you've been saying that for over a year. Now the police are on to me.
Yeah, because you had to go and find Chad.
No, Jay. Because you couldn't keep away from home and your mum saw you.
I'm sorry. You're right. Let's go today. Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Sorry to interrupt. Must be Jay Fielding.
So, welcome back to the land of the living. Give him my card, John.
We need to talk to
I
Amy.
want to stay with Jay. Please, let us be together.
Take care of her for me.
It wasn't his idea. Jay! Jay! Tell them the truth! Tell them everything!
You recognise this? Found it in your cave.
Yeah, it's mine.
How come it's got your brother's initials on it?
Has anybody spoken to my parents?
They know everything.
I sprung Chad stealing Mum's jewelry while she was asleep. I wanted to find him there, so I told him I'd meet him down the back with cash. And he was shooting up when I got there. I lost it. Big time. He pulled a knife out of me. We struggled and I won.
You're saying it was self-defense?
I was trying to grab for the knife. Fell on top of me. It was twisted around and went into his guts.
So why'd you run, Jay? Once you'd disposed of the body, no one would have known anything.
I just had to get out of there. I wasn't thinking straight.
You're thinking straight enough to bury the body.
Couldn't just leave him lying around for Mum to trip over.
So why'd you take the knife?
Dad had given it to him. I didn't want to throw it away.
But you chucked your wallet with all that cash, hoping that if someone found the body, they'd think it was yours.
But I never planned any of it.
Is that what Amy meant when she said it wasn't your idea?
She was covering for me. She wasn't there. She didn't know anything about it, not until after.
Then how'd she know where to find you?
That cave has been our secret cubby since we were kids. I knew it was the first place she'd look.
Okay, now, what about your dad? How much did he know?
Nothing.
Jay, it would help your case a lot if someone could verify that you killed your brother in self-defense.
No one can verify because no one else was there. please. For Mum's sake, don't drag Dad into this. He's all she's got left.
We would like to ask you some questions in relation to the death of your stepson, Chad Norris.
Ask away, Detective. There's nothing I can tell you.
I haven't really done you any favours, have I?
Of course you have, Joe. I suppose Jay will have to go to prison for a while. And maybe Owen too.
Why would you think Owen's involved?
Well, of course he is. It explains everything.
He's denied any knowledge of the incident. And Jay's statement corroborates that.
Yes, but you don't believe that, do you? I certainly don't.
And why would they lie?
To protect me, like they always have. Oh, I understand why, but... I mean, first with that dreadful business with Chad and then cancer. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Tina, would you be able to do us a big favour?
Owen, I have to tell you that it doesn't look good for Jay. Now, he says it's self-defence, but there's no way of proving that.
Sorry to interrupt. Mrs. Fielding would like a word with her husband.
Now?
Yes, now.
Owen Fielding, you tell the truth.
I have told the truth.
Oh, no, you haven't. And I know darn well why. You and Jay. I ought to knock your heads together, you silly fools.
Come on, you're not well enough for all of this.
How can I ever be well if you won't give me a chance? Oh, Owen. You've been living so many lies.
Perhaps you'd like to make another statement.
I did it for you. I did it for you.